This is a advisory for the Skokomish River, and it's regarding levees on the Skokomish. Mason County is alerting Skokomish Valley residents to damage sustained to a private levee on the Skokomish River in Mason County by the recent storms during the week of November 20th, 2017. The damaged levee is located on the south side of the North Fork and the South Fork Skokomish River confluence. The levee failure or potential river avulsion could create a hazard near the 3500 block of the Skokomish Valley Road. A preliminary evaluation of the levee has been completed, and further inspection will occur this week to determine what emergency repairs may be necessary to safeguard lives and property. Valley residents are asked to monitor water over the Skokomish Valley Road near the 3000 to 3500 block, and to alert MACECOM or Mason County Emergency Management if the flow becomes deeper than 1 foot in this location. Residents should be prepared to shelter in place or evacuate as a safety measure should this occur. Residents are reminded to visit the county webpage and sign up for emergency alerts. River gauge information for the Skokomish River and the North Fork Skokomish River near Potlatch can be found at links that are provided below in the news release. And we'll also post this on the county website so residents can access those links as well. Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you.
Okay, item number 5, this is our open forum for citizen input. It's an opportunity for members of the public to come forward and address the commission on items that are not on tonight's agenda. If you'd like to do that, please come forward to the podium and the chair will recognize you.
Good evening. My name is Marley Young. Somewhere in your past, I was your county engineer and director of public works from about 78 to 93. During that time, being your county engineer, I was also the flood zone control advisory committee's engineer. And I have, by one way or another, been involved in your Skoke Valley, your Skoke River, since 78. Yesterday, Shelley Johnson and I walked from the church upstream on the levee that is on the south side of the Skoke River, and we stopped at a breach in that levee. We think the levee is on county property. We think that the breach is on county property. My conversation with Loretta leads me to believe that we have 2 breaches on that levee. We found one this way, she locates one this way. We've prepared a little map. Also attached is a publication, which I'm sure that you have a copy of. The publication was January 15th, 2016, and our good friend, who's now passed, Geiger, had a lot to say about the valley and the dike, and I think it's good reading for refreshment. I'd like to pass these out to the commissioners.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Those people, those valley people that I have been talking with are very interested in, if nothing else, temporarily closing the breach in the dike so that the roads get back to normal, the culverts get back to normal, and their farms get back to normal as quickly as possible.
Thank you. Tim, did you want
Well, thank you, Commissioners. I'm Tim Sheldon from Potlatch. It's a little different to be on this side of the dais, but I wanted to come down today and to support my friends and neighbors and constituents that are in the Skokomish Valley. Over the Thanksgiving holiday, it was really bad. Some residents couldn't get out for 3 or 4 days, and really it is a health and safety issue. I remember when I was a commissioner, we've had dike breaks right at the church, but this is just a little upriver from there. Of course, it's washed all the gravel across the parking lot of the church. That's gone. It's over into Shelley Johnson's farm, and there's a lot of damage being done. So I appreciate Marley's professional presentation about the issue, and I hope that the county can take some measures that will help with the safety concerns. I know Commissioner Schutte is going to go out there tomorrow with Public Works and take a look. I really appreciate that. That's your district, obviously. Another item here is the ice cream plant. Nobody wants to be without Olympic Mountain ice cream, and it does affect their deliveries. They have big deliveries. They do an enormous volume, and I think Mason County is known for its ice cream, and we've got to protect them. So it's difficult for the blacks to maintain that business with the uncertainty of the river. But as you go farther up the Skokomish Valley Road, of course, you get to the dips and just past Swift Creek and Vance Creek. It is very scary to see the water so close to the road. I know there's been a proposal for a road up the top of the hill there. I don't think that's feasible. I don't know any of the valley residents that would be in favor of that. If you drive over Highway 12, for example, and you're next to the Cowlitz River going through Packwood, before you get to Packwood and just past Morton, you see the river there just raging along the side of the highway. Department of Transportation brought in some heavy riprap and has really hopefully solved that for a while, but it's going to take a big rock, and that can be done with habitat logs and other things to help. But if that road goes out, it would be disastrous for the families. And lastly, I'll just add, in 2008, I found money in the transportation budget, state transportation budget, to replace the Purdy Creek Bridge on Highway 101. That was a very short bridge, 60, 70 feet long. Now when you drive over there, it's a large bridge. $8 million was spent. And DOT had to design that bridge to take the entire river if it ever moves. So they didn't spend that extra money just, well, maybe. They spent it because they had to be sure that if that river moved, that it could continue, it will continue along the south bank. And it'll take fish hatcheries, it'll take houses, it could take lives. So it's a very important issue, and I appreciate you listening, and I know you'll work on it and do the best you can to help the residents.
Very good, thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, tomorrow morning we have a budget workshop. It sounds like we have an emergency situation here. Can we schedule a briefing for afterwards to give an update on and perhaps some options on what to do about it? Have somebody come and let us know more than just our citizen?
Commissioners, we've got folks from the emergency management side of the Army Corps coming down tomorrow morning, and also our on-call geotechnical engineer. And so we'll be in the field first thing in the morning making inspections with those experts, and we'll get some information from that back and would be happy to brief the commissioners afterwards.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else for a comment, please?
Thank you. My name's Shelley Johnson. I'm not a very good public speaker, so bear with me. My family's lived in the Skokomish Valley since 1901. We've been on the same bit of dirt for over 100 years, and I just wanted to express my concern about the recent dike failure. The river, it's no big secret, the south side of the valley is lower than the north side of the valley. The county road upstream that Tim Sheldon had talked about that they're thinking about moving is basically keeping the river from jumping to the south side. If that road was removed and the riprap was taken out, the river would come across. Well, basically, downstream of that where the dike is broke, there's an old river channel that the river's running through now that comes out into the church parking lot when it's high. And I have concerns for my family, my elderly parents, and recently my son, just bought my grandparents' place in November, and when that blew, it took the back porch right off the house. The house has been there 100 years, never had water in it. So it's real important that that hole in the dike gets fixed for our safety and for hopefully the future generations that plan to live there on that land. Thanks.
Thank you. Anyone else, please?
Good evening. I'm Shelley Johnson. I'm Sean's wife. And 2 points, and Tim brought them both up, but I just want to reiterate that the river, of course, the dike is breached, and we need that fixed as quickly as possible because I'm assuming that we're going to get more rain, and it's going to get really bad. The church has never had water sitting in the parking lot. We've never closed church just because the parking lot was full of water, which we had to do last Sunday. So that was interesting. The other point is about the county road being moved. My concern is if they do move that county road and there's no protection where the county doesn't have to maintain that county road, the river will come right through my house. I was told many, many years ago when we had that very horrible flood, I can't remember what year it was, 96 or something, that the river was going to avulse. And I said at that time, well, I can see that it's trying to, but and we had to hire an attorney to protect our property with a rock wall at that time. Well, that rock wall will not hold back the entire river. And this year I've experienced that river is more of a raging river coming directly at my dining room than it ever has been before. The water seems to come sooner and faster, and we were marooned at home for 2 days. We have a Christmas tree farm up on the hill, which I could not get out to operate. So I had to hike up the hill to get to Thanksgiving dinner. It took me 40 minutes. It was a hard hike. So I would appreciate that the river be put back in the river and not through my house. Thank you.
Thank you.